Wonderful collective. Welcome to my channel. This is me, Slavic. Good to see everybody. And welcome the guests of my channel as well. If you're new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, my wonderful collective, let's do another reading for you. Let's take a look what messages the universe have for you today. Messages for you. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, conversation. Card number 39, which means conversation. And the last card we have Lanemica, number 41. Enemy, enemy. Enemy had your enemy. Okay, this is about your enemy once again. Your enemy just recently had a conversation. I'm assuming this conversation in regards of you, right? Your enemy was having a conversation. There is a group of people. And of course, there's a female here, okay? Female, most likely she's an initiator. She has a sword. Some sort of she was planning, right? She's like, that's it. Because this card, called Emmanuel, means that's it. That's it. And then this card means conversation. And this is Lenemica, means an enemy. So your enemy recently gathered friends or people or conspirators of hers, I'm assuming, to have some sort of conversation about you, right? Something here is being planned. You see, we have a fire here. We have hands, male and female hands here. And of course, something here is being planned. Something your enemy here is planning. Okay? To the point that your enemy had to gather a group of people, right? They had a conversation about you. So today I'm going to uplift the cards and I will take a look exactly what is your enemy. Once again, this is the card of the enemy. Planning. What are these people with your enemy planning? Something here they were talking, discussing about you. All right? So let's take a look. Who is your enemy, first of all? Who is your enemy? A little bit about your enemy. So let's uplift the identity of this person that recently gathered a bunch of people to once again slander you, to discuss about you. And of course, I do see they're planning something. But also on another hand, I do see that your enemy said in the words like, that's it. Okay, that's it. Blah, 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 right? So that's it. We're done. Or that's it. This is going to be our last chance to once again defeat you. That's it. So there something that was said in that conversation that your enemy had about you, and she said, that's it, pretty much. Okay, that's it. If this is not gonna work, that's it, we're done. Okay. Or could be, that's it, we have to do something about it. Because if we don't, this and this and this is going to happen to us. Or if we're not gonna do this, if this trick or manipulation or fraud will not work, that's it, we're going to be busted. Or we say bye-bye to our freedom. Something relevant in this nature. So let's uplift the identity of your enemy. There's lots of people here, okay? It's not just one person. Not just one person. 8 people, right? There's 8 people portrayed here. 8 people. Couple. 2 couples. Okay, 2 couples. And 2 males. 8 people. Including your enemy. Okay, let's uplift the identity of this person. Who is your enemy? This is the card of the enemy. Who is your enemy? Who is your enemy? Other love still involved with the past cheating, secret affection. Maybe the person from your past. Maybe this woman was connected at some point to the partner you were with. Okay, other loves or other lover. What else can you tell me about this person? Once again, like attracts like. Vain, selfish, needs to be better than everybody else. Definitely, a woman. I see a woman that is very self-absorbed. Okay, maybe he looks in the mirror all the time, or maybe there's a lot of mirrors in her room or in her bedroom. Always loves to pretty herself up, to look pretty, doing her makeup, her hair, always wants to be perfect. And what's unique about these two oracles card that matter of fact fall on your enemy, it says the like attracts like. So if you were with somebody, if you were in relationship with somebody, and your past person was with this other woman, then of course they're both equally the same, right? So I'm assuming this is some sort of couple, some sort of affair, fling from the past, or connected to the person from your past. What else you can tell me about this woman? Roving eyes, keeping possibilities open, flirtatious, and of course disrespectful. I feel like this woman, this person, has absolutely no respect to others' people boundaries, crosses boundaries when she wants to or he wants to. Okay, could be male, could be female. In other words, a person that is accustomed to do whatever he or she wants. Disregards that there's somebody involved in this relationship or in a marriage. She simply or he simply bluntly interferes in others people's affairs. And lastly we have ending. And once again, you need to know that the situation is ending. And maybe that's perhaps why your enemy had this conversation about you, because everything coming to an end. So who is this person? Who is this enemy that gathered everybody together recently? This has just recently happened, okay? Just recently happened. Maybe over holidays. December 26th, December 27th. Recently, okay? In the past 12 days. Your enemy had this party. Maybe it was a gathering. Maybe it was some sort of like outing, holiday dinner, where all of them gotten together. Maybe they all went out somewhere and had a conversation. Maybe this group of people got invited over. So it was a social gathering, okay? And they all conspired here. And of course, I see a card of law involved. Legality. Something here, the question is law. Law, right? So maybe these people are gathered together and she was trying to convince everybody that she's innocent. You're a bad person. We should utilize the law once again and demand justice. But there is a question of law. So your enemy, alongside with group of this people that I earlier described, two couples. There's a two couples, okay? Man and a woman, man and a woman that is a couple, and two men, okay? That's who were gathered. Something was talked about law. Law, justice. What about justice card? Why the conversation was about justice? Are your enemies are not now afraid that they're exposed and the fact that they're going to be facing legal consequences, right? Because clearly to me, this woman is very concerned about law. Okay, she's not concerned about anything else. At this point, she is only concerned alongside conspirators that helped her. only concerned about law, scared, fear, afraid because justice is here, right? Justice. So the conversation was about law. How and what are we going to do? Because justice is right hanging above our heads. What are we going to do? Clarify the card of justice. Why there's a card of justice here? Or maybe the conversation, again, this woman comes out, fire sign woman. She always comes through my reads. Woman, action, all about action. I don't think she even stopped constantly. There's some woman, she doesn't have to be a fire sign, but there she is, very ambitious, overly demanding, very pushy, kind of like a cutthroat, right? She's that type of person that can go to a police department and start yelling at these regular police officers demanding justice. Okay, she has that personality of almost like unstable, a very daredevil, fiery tongue. Okay, so this is the woman here. This is the woman that is concerned about legal system now, because she's exposed. What else did this conversation that took place, what else was she telling these people? What was the conversation about you? Let's see. Let's rephrase the question. What did this woman was talking to these conspirators about you? What exactly the conversation was? And particularly about you. What was the conversation? What was said? First of all, she said that you're lucky, okay? In fact, this woman, alongside with a group of this other 7 people, were discussing your luck. Relevantly, how exactly are you so lucky? Why that everything what we do is not working? In the bottom of the deck, I have the card of the witch, including witchcraft. So in other words, the conversation was why nothing works. We attempted to do this and this and this. We were sure that our plan would work, that you would be broken, that you would be by now gone elsewhere, who knows where. But why? It's not working. So first thing first, they were discussing your luck, because you're generally a very lucky person. And you should consider yourself lucky, because there has been a lot of harm done to you. And yet, here you are, well and alive, still today. What else? What exactly luck? Your luck. They were discussing your fortune. They were discussing your luck, and they were discussing your protection. Okay? So there's someone looking out for you. You're protected. And these people know that. They know that there's someone protecting you. And that woman, alongside with the 7 other conspirators, were saying, well, she's lucky because she's protected. But what if you did not have a protection? What would this crazy woman do to you then? I don't even want to assume. So the fact that you are protected is without doubt. Some sort of protection here that they were talking about. Well, what can we do if she's protected? You could be protected by law. You could be protected by law enforcement. There's someone looking out here for you. Maybe even from a legal side, from a legal perspective. So first thing first, they were discussing about the fact that you are lucky and that you are protected. Also, the main topic of this conversation, of this woman that is a criminal, was talking about manipulations. How could we manipulate her or him? So in other words, once again, they gathered all together to talk about their next plan of action, and that would be, how could you be manipulated? They wanted to manipulate you. But immediately off the bat, all of this group of people, they understand and realize that you're not subjected to no manipulations. That it's nearly impossible to manipulate you in the first place. So she knows that. They know about your protection. They know you protected. See again the card of witchcraft. came up for the second time. All kinds of rituals already been thrown your way. You are also spiritually protected. Okay? This is the card of witchcraft. Witchcraft. They try to manipulate you, but it's not working. Not working. You were born lucky. That's the thing. Another thing that was discussed is about theft. Once again, this is the card of a thief. Thief. How can we take something? How can we steal? How can we manipulate? Something about theft. So once again, the conversation was about how can we do something once again to entrap you. Okay, this is the card of a theft because this woman comes up as a thief. She's a thief. Maybe she even physically stole something from you. Maybe the money was stolen, or maybe they wanted to set you up for something that is illegal. So in other words, they most likely trying to set you up for something. But once again, it's not working because you're not subjected to manipulations. You cannot be manipulated at all. Zero. There's a male here. Masculine comes up. A male thief. Another one. Remember we said I said already there's a two couples. So a woman and a man is also a couple. There is another man here comes up, and he comes up as a thief. Maybe this group of people want to send another man to either steal from you something. Some sort of thief man is here. Criminal man. Convict, soon to be convict. Most likely that man already harmed you. But he comes up as a hermit, okay? A hermit, this is mean like alone, weirdo, loner, okay? Alone, somewhere else. Could not be the couple, some sort of man here. A weirdo thief man here. They were also discussing this man because maybe he linked, yeah, he could be a part, this weird thief man here. He could have been your stalker, stalking you, harassing you, abusing you. He's connected to this woman. He's connected to this whole entire criminal group that has been targeting you. Okay, so far we have a man and we have a woman. So what about this man? What about this thief? He kind of like a weirdo, okay? I don't see that he's with anybody. He's most likely single, alone, kind of weird, maybe a little paranoid or crazy. Not all there. Loner, alone. Kind of gives me creepos. Creep. But once again, as he came up, he linked to this crazy woman. Crazy woman. Whether she paid him to harm you, doesn't matter. This is all the same group that was discussed. I'm only telling you what was discussed during that meeting. What about this man? I see the card of fire. Let's clarify it. Air, fire, air. Boomerang. The thief man's getting boomerang right now. He's kind of a little player here. See, player. Player. Maybe this woman had an affair with this man in some way. Player, okay? Immoral, immorality. Very immoral, very, very negative person. So he's getting boomerangs. I think he got caught already. He got caught. So maybe I'm assuming this woman also was discussing the fact that this man that she sent, that she's directly connected to this creepo, that he already getting boomerang, that he already got caught. Maybe this was what was discussed. He's like I said, he doesn't really have a wife or any steady partner. He's kind of like a loner. He might have a multiple partners on the side. He's very immoral person, okay? Big mouth, blapping, he's just weirdo. So I do see this masculine is getting currently boomerangs for theft, for stalking, for harassing, for everything that this man has done to you. He's already pretty much being pinched. And once again, that also was discussed. Who is this male here? Who is this male? Burial. A male that tried to hide something. Neighborhood, maybe luring around the neighborhood, your neighborhood, or drives around your neighborhoods. Mountains. The card of homicide. Yeah, accomplice. See, this male is an accomplice of this woman. This weird male, like I already said, is an accomplice with her. They're in it together. This woman and this man were in it together. They had a deal. They had a deal most likely to target you, to steal from you, to set you up. He's an accomplice. And right now I see he's getting boomerangs. And I'm sure that this whole community is aware of that. They know that. They know. See, accomplice. Accomplice in crime. This woman and this man. They were accomplice. Yeah, run away, on a run. See, on a run, lies. Liar. A male that is a liar, that is manipulator. And on a run. He tries to run away. He tries to run away for what he did to you. With her, together. But there's no running because he can run. So is this woman. They can try to run because they both are accomplice in this. They are both partners in this crime that you were subjected to. But no matter how far these thieves are running, the boomerang are still flying. The boomerang will catch on. You can't run away from it. How are you going to run away? So once again, this is another thing that was discussed. That lying here is not going to work. That this is it. We are busted. We are exposed. We are cut. And an initiator was this crazy woman. This crazy woman. And whoever this immoral masculine is, male. They caught her right. Strangulation, drugs, poison, revenge. Revenge, right? It was a revenge of this crazy people. This crazy woman and this crazy man accomplished together for the sake of revenge. I see drugs, I see poison. Poison involved drug. Some sort of something with drugs. Maybe he has a drug problems. Maybe they try to accuse you of having drugs problems. It's really bad. It's honestly, this whole revenge of this crazy woman and this crazy man, it's not gonna work well for them. It's not, because two people conspire together to seek revenge against you. Two people, man and a woman. Some crazy weird man, loner, creepo, big mouth, and some crazy woman. See? Revenge. But once again, this is the card of justice. And no matter how hard these people are trying to run away from their lies, no matter how much they'll try to run away, they can't run away from justice. They can't, see? You can't. You can't. Okay, all right. Now, what is this woman, the initiator here? What does she think about her actions towards you? What does she think? Because I see boomerangs are flying here. Meaning the punishment is catching on. But in general, what is this woman thinks about? Well, a rat, right? A rat. What does she thinks? I feel like these people, their whole attempts of revenge of these rats, which is, matter of fact, is not working. This is the card of absolutely no product. No matter how much they try, once again, it all leads to the fact that nothing can be done to you. But what they really, really wanted, these two accomplices, man and a woman, is to humiliate you. Humiliation, humiliate you. That's what they wanted. The revenge was specifically created to humiliate you so you do not even feel like a human being. Now, that is some very sickening revenge, don't you think? Very crazy. And this woman hired, she's directly connected to this creepo that is most likely is being busted and is on a run, trying to lie through his teeth. But he's already caught. She's already caught. They're both caught because the card of justice here is the fact that they're already been under investigation for years. For years and years and years. There's no secrets here. Every move, anybody who even make a single step on your premises is already being recorded by the police. Police watching you. Anyone who makes any, not even for kilometers, so for example, this is your neighborhood, right? Like goes in a block. Any vehicle, any movement that even comes no anywhere around your home is being documented and recorded through space, which means satellites, right? That's what police use. Nobody physically sits in the car anymore. There's an evolved technology, okay? So yeah, they're busted, they're exposed, their plan to humiliate you is done. So I don't know why are these people are trying to run away, because that's exactly what these accomplices attempting to do. They're attempting to run away. They think that they can lie, continue lying, so they can run away from that sickening revenge with intent to humiliate you. It's these people are not okay. They're not okay. They're not okay because justice is here. Clarify justice card. Clarify justice card. Justice card. I see a card, mountain. First card, mountain. Heavy burdens. See? Mountains, heavy burdens. This is the card of the clouds. Difficult times coming for these accomplices, these two criminals that did this to you, amongst many others that join in. This is no longer a fun, happy time for your enemies. This is a dark time. This is now a heavy burden. This is the burden that they're going to have to carry by the card of boomerang, because clearly, especially this creepo masculine here, psychopath, really thought he'll run away from what he did to you. But he is not going to, and neither will she, because they were linked together. They both were accomplices. So the justice card is here to once again coming in with a sword and the truth and a punishment for these crazy people here. They will be burdened, believe me. See, this is the card of the rider. The hunter is coming. The hunter sent by courts through a warrant. A hunter who? A detective, a cop, whoever investigates whatever crime these psychopaths have done to you. The rider, the hunter coming in with the dogs. See, dogs with a team. The bounties are out to get these psychopaths. And I guarantee you also that that conversation that they had recently over the holidays, that's exactly what they discussed. They tried to find out whether or not they can pull another lie with attempts to get away from legal and judicial charges. But they cannot. This is the card of stars. This is your card. That signifies that you are going to achieve what you're seeking, what you have been hoping for to achieve, and what you have been praying to get. And that is justice. So I'm assuming that's the only thing you ever want. You simply want the truth to prevail. Once again, the card of Lily. Lilies is a card of honesty, purity, innocence. Innocence, you're innocent. You're innocent. And what you are trying to do is simply prove your innocence against these sick thieves, because the thieves have stole from you. And despite the fact that they stole from you, humiliated you, disrespected you, harassed you, abused you, that's exactly why they're being punished by God. They're being punished by the higher power. This is the boomerang, because they're thieves. Thieves that till this day, even after the fact that they already been caught for what they did to you, they still are trying to lie, and they're still trying to run away, but they will not run away. I guarantee you that. Boomerangs here. Where are you gonna run? Where are you gonna run? If what you've done is on record, where are you gonna run? Crazy. So let's take a look at the boomerangs. I do see the card of boomerangs. Right now, these people have difficulties, serious problems ahead. And they just begun. They just begun. Clarify the card of boomerangs. What boomerangs this male and this woman, the thieves, are getting right now? Clarify the card of the boomerang. Well, boomerang for what? For gossip. Because this woman and this man spread some sort of gossip about you. Right? Gossip. It's a boomerang for gossip. Whoever this jealous woman is that was jealous of you, and whoever this creepo, weirdo psychopath is that wouldn't leave you alone, together they conspire, because remember, it was a gossip. Gossiping, blah, 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 blah. Boomerang for gossip, because they're liars. Liars. This woman sent this creep man to harass you and abuse you, so she can have a fresh gossip in a small town to talk about. Gossipers and liars. So boomerang is flying to this woman for gossip. What else? Now people gossiping about them. Now people telling the truth about who these psychopaths are. Now they tasting their own medicine. But this time, what people are talking about them is the truth. Unlike what they have said about you, that was a lie. What else? Yeah, gossiping. They're gossiping about this woman. They're gossiping about this crazy Queen of Wands. People are talking. Everybody knows the truth. And people are not saying good things. People are not saying a good thing. Let's see what is the fresh topic about this crazy, sick woman. What do people say? Let's see. What do people say about this crazy woman? People know that there's this man that she sent to target you. People know a lot of things here, and they're all talking about her. So what do people say about this woman? Self-proclaimed queen. What are people gossiping about her? What do they say? Yeah, she's a fire sign. Okay, fire sign. Once again, the card of the fire sign. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. She also comes up as a fire sign. Okay, so this is clarification. What is being said? What is being said? Yeah, pain and suffering. That she inflicted pain and suffering on you for her own benefit. Whatever it is she was seeking to benefit from. Financial abundance, prosperity. That she's crazy. That she's abusing people. That if she doesn't get her way, she causes pain and suffering to these people. That she's a tyrant. That she's crazy. This is what the people are saying. This is the rumor. But in a way, it is not a rumor. It's just people are hushing and they're quietly talking about this crazy woman here. Saying that she is crazy and she is abusing people. She's putting people through suffering, that she is two-faced, that she is fake, that she's the one most likely that hired and paid this creepo, her accomplice in crime, her partner in crime. Maybe it was her part-time boyfriend or a partner. Doesn't matter. This is a crazy couple here. Two, man and a woman, that did this to you, and everybody's talking. That she hurting people, that she hurted you. What else? Happy family. That happy family that she portrays to have, was this whoever creepo is not quite happy. That they're not a happy family. That this so-called happy family, because they could be a family, falsified evidence about you, that they lied about you, that they set you up. And once they were exposed for this corruption, for falsification of evidence, for perjury, for fraud, for abuse of process, abuse of system, that they decided to humiliate you, they decided to hurt you, that they have done so. People are talking about this whole fake corruption. I see medical doctor. Maybe this creepo man is a medical doctor. Maybe this crazy woman conspired with this crazy creepo doctor, this loner weirdo, player, creepo, who is a medical doctor. Maybe she herself is a medical doctor. Well, she's definitely not going to be nothing after that. Neither will he. Because they're criminals. Criminals that are continuously trying to run away with what they did to you. But law is on guard. Law is on guard, watching. People know. Yeah, some sort of boss. Boss. Maybe she's in a position of boss. Black car or dark car. Somebody may be driving dark vehicle. Maybe she drives a dark vehicle. Yeah. See that this woman, who could be a medical doctor, paid people to harm you. Okay? Now we have a criminal case here on our hands. If this sick, crazy medical doctor hired a people, this crazy man, to harm you, well, there you go. Now we're talking about what? Assault? We're talking about assault? What are we talking about? Trespass? What are we talking about? Could be multiple criminal charges. But people know that she's nuts. She's crazy. That she's the one that, in fact, paid people to harm you. She hired people to harm you. For what? For revenge? Because she's sick in the head? Well, we know where sick people belongs, and this is a female with blonde hair. She could be a female with blonde hair. And maybe the male is a fire sign. I do see fire sign, but the female with blonde hair paid somebody to harm you. She also most likely paid some doctor too, whatever form of exchange she offered. You know what I mean? But there was fabricated evidence that was done on you. And you suffered. So the first boomerang that's coming into this crazy female with blonde hair is that people talking. And I did see a person with black car. Maybe she drives a black vehicle, or maybe this is the people, the male she hired to harm you drives dark vehicle. What else? What else? The boomerang. The boomerang is a game. Yeah, she was warned. You know what? Somebody warned her to stop playing this game with you, to leave you alone. Maybe somebody told her. Leave you alone. But she didn't. She didn't. She was playing a dangerous game, but she didn't care. Okay, she didn't care. I kind of feel like her desire to seek revenge on you completely clouded any common sense she could ever had. So in other words, she got what she deserved because that was her choice. She did it. She had warnings. What else? Boomerang for her. Boomerang. Mm-hmm. Some sort of secret. Some sort of secret that is locked. What is this secret? Alcoholism. Alcoholism. Alcoholic. There's drinking. There's heavy alcoholism. Someone I feel like chained. Chained. There's a romance here. There's travel. Somebody is turned alcoholic because I feel like an energy that someone missing you, but that person cannot see you for some reason. And as a result of this, I feel because see someone being chained, there was a lot of secrets. Someone knows something about the wrongdoing of this crazy woman on you. And I feel like that person is prohibited to see you, not allowed to see you, or afraid to see you. Someone here knows the truth. And I see that that person is drinking from alcohol, becomes drinker, because most likely also involved. And I see jealousy. This woman was always very jealous of you. And that's initially why she did what she did. It's jealousy. Jealousy. She herself could be an alcoholic. And I see she's cursed. She cursed from all the curses, all the harm this narcissistic woman have done to you. She is now cursed. And on top of that, there is a competitor here. Competitor. She could have been your competitor, competing with you. Competing with you maybe over some male. If you are feminine, this woman most likely was competing with you over this male. Yeah, so in other words, I see this whole couple, these two people here, whatever happened, that they're done. They're done. Alcoholism, legal problems ahead, legal consequences, all of this corruption, all the money, like I said, this woman have paid for somebody to hurt you. It's all exposed and people talking about it. People talking about it. Everybody knows the truth. Everybody. So let's take a look. I will pull up my runes deck, my runes, and I will take a look. Is there's any initials for these people that are involved? Maybe perhaps names or initials. Is there's any initials of this woman? Okay, so this is the card B, letter B. Her name would start with letter B. Okay, this is a matter of fact is a Berkana, the rune Berkana, which means birth. But also, if we were to interpret the name, this woman's name starts with letter B. So what names was letter B? Let's see. Brenda, Beverly, Bev, Barb. I don't know. I don't know what other name. Either first name or the last name starts with letter B. Okay? Letter B. Now, the masculine male, what is his initials? What are his initials? Okay, so I pulled the rune Aggies, and his name starts with letter Z. X, Y, or R. And he could be in a defense. Maybe he works for national defense because this is the rune of defense, defense force, military defense, police defense, Department of Defense, something like that. Okay, doesn't have to be, but his initials starts with letter Z, Zain, Zaid. I don't really know, not quite well familiar with letter name starts with letter Z, or letter X. I don't even know if there's name begins with letter X, but if you do know, could be letter X, could be letter Y, or could be letter R. So B and Z. Okay. And it's also rune X, he's associated with elk or deer. So very symbolic. Maybe he has a tattoo on elk or deer, or maybe he drives. Okay, wait a minute. What is the name of that truck? It's ram with horns, right? Ram is a Dutch ram. Yeah, I think Dutch ram. It has horn, right? So associated with like horns and deers and elks, mountain goats. So Z and B. Okay, so these are the name of people, this man and a woman, that were matter of fact accomplice in crime. But once again, this is what is discussed. These people really trying to continue to run away with their corruption and with all the lies that was done to you. But unfortunately for them, well, it's not unfortunately for them. This is really what you should expect to receive for your criminal behavior. Sooner or later, justice is always prevails. So woman was letter B, male was letter Z, or letter X, Y, or R is going to be held accountable. And keep in mind, for a dark vehicle that may be connected to like ram, Dutch ram, or elk horns or deer horns. Okay. All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a look. What other, I will pull a couple of runes. What messages you need to hear knowing this information, knowing that soon your wishes will come true. Soon you will see the truth. Soon your name will be redeemed and your enemies will be brought to justice. What messages the universe have for you dealing with these people? We have higher purpose. Align yourself with love and wisdom. This is a sign in Pisces. Pisces is a symbol of water, right? Intuition. It's all about follow your intuition, ground yourself, right? Align yourself. Remember that these criminals, they custom to manipulate people. So of course, the only thing they really want here is to provoke you. They want to find a way with what can they manipulate you. In other words, how can they get to you? How can they get to you? They're observing, they're learning every single step of yours. So once again, this is more of a reminder. You are moving towards victory. You will be legally protected and recognized. You, as a matter of fact, already are legally protected. You are protected. That's exactly what the psychopaths were talking about you. That this is it. They're done. They're done. But they will not quit until these handcuffs will be placed on their wrists. This is just what kind of people they are. So my advice to you, my wonderful collectives, keep your energy balanced. Do not give these people, these crazies, who clearly watching you like a hawk while they're being watched, any room for manipulations. Try not to show your emotions. They don't need to know what bothers you. They don't need to know anything about you. As far as they need to be considered, you're happy, you're calm, you're balanced. You love yourself, you're wise. Be wise. Because if you show any signs of the weakness, remember that in no time they will try to use it to manipulate you. Only calm, only collective, happy, beautiful, moving towards justice and happiness. Okay? So this is once again a message for you. Okay, my beautiful, wonderful sweethearts. I hope this message suit you well. Once again, if you're new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you tomorrow. I love you all. Have a good night. Bye.